Before marijuana was made legal for recreational use, one of the concerns brought up by opponents was that the drug could more easily get into the hands of teens and children. According to a 2016 study in the medical journal JAMA Pediatrics, Colorado saw an uptick in calls to poison control when pot first became legal there, and it turns out a new study shows that there's been an uptick here in Massachusetts too. The study looked at the years before recreational marijuana passed and took into account the impact of medical marijuana. Carolee McGrath sat down with Jennifer Whitehill, Assistant Professor of Health Promotion and Policy at UMass Amherst, who conducted the study, to learn more.
This study was a look at the data that the Poison Center in Boston collects on kids between the ages of 0 and 19 for whom a call was made to the Poison Center relating to an exposure to cannabis or cannabis product. And in the study, we analyzed the poison data looking before and after medical marijuana was legalized in Massachusetts. So the time period of the data we had was from 2009 to, I think this data went through 2016, and the medical marijuana was passed in 2012, so we were able to look before and after that policy change, and we did find that there was an increase in the cannabis-related calls for that age range, especially among the what I call the little kids, age 0 to 4, and then also among teenagers.
And so what did you attribute that to? Was it like edibles or packaging?
Yeah, exactly. So one of the nice things about this data set and what we did was we were able to code the cases based on the products that specifically were involved. And among little children, it was indeed edible products that were really responsible for the big increase. There was actually a slight decrease in the number of sort of plant-based marijuana exposures in little kids 0 to 4, and a big increase in the number of exposures to to edible products. So that would be something like your toddler, getting into something that she or he shouldn't have gotten into, and then having a bad experience, and the parent might call poison control to report this and to get some advice on what to do. Some of the cases also come from healthcare facilities, when a child has been brought to the emergency room and the providers there aren't sure what's going on, and they think it might be a suspected cannabis exposure. Okay. They can call Poison Control Center, where there are experts there, these poison specialists, who can help advise on what to do.
What are the outcomes in the cases that you looked at?
Yeah, so I guess the good thing here is that there were no deaths, and the outcomes were generally ranging from mild to moderate in terms of their severity. So the way the data on poison control calls is collected in the country, the folks who answer the phones describe whether the case was something where serious bodily harm was involved, and that would be a more severe case. Most of the cases, were sort of mild to moderate, which means that people did recover and they got better, but they may have needed some medical support to get there.
I know that before marijuana was legalized for adult use, this was a big concern. A lot of people who were opposed to it were saying, listen, the poison control calls will go up, and certainly that happened in Colorado. Were you also looking at that scenario in Colorado as you were looking at your study?
Yeah, so the motivation and the reason that we wanted to do this study was because, I'm an injury prevention researcher, and I look at changes related to different kinds of policies, in this case cannabis legalization policies, and outcomes like that. In injury outcomes, and poisonings are a part of that. So when we want to see, what are the consequences of policy changes, we did know that in Colorado, after they first legalized adult use marijuana, people out there sort of say it was the Wild West of packaging, and there were products that were things like, one image that I have in my mind is of a package that was called Pot Tarts, and it was the exact same packaging and labeling, just like Pop Tarts that you might buy in the store, and so something that's also very appealing to children. And so in Colorado, after that policy change, they really had to crack down on that, and they changed their regulations about the packaging and the labeling so that cannabis products couldn't look like these food products that might be appealing to kids. In Massachusetts, when we legalized medical marijuana, the state health department, I thought, tried to look at what we could learn from other states, and they did put in place strict packaging and labeling requirements. And so going into this study, I was hopeful that we would see less of an impact there because we were learning the lessons from prior states. And indeed, the incidence of calls to poison control that we found in this study was lower than what Colorado experienced at a similar time, but it wasn't zero, and this particular paper was looking at medical marijuana, so now we have more marijuana products in circulation here in Massachusetts now that sales for general adult use are happening, and it'll be important to look at that as well to see, is this something that is going to continue to increase, and is there more that really needs to be done in order to, besides the packaging and labeling policies, which are already in place, is there more?
Is that a study you're going to take on now, is looking at this next time period? Because I think a lot of people will be interested in that.
Yeah, so there's been some early reporting. Actually, the Boston Globe did some reporting on just looking sort of overall before and after the adult use law passed. And there's some, I think, more sophisticated analysis that, yes, I hope that we will be able to do working with partners from Harvard Children's, where they are the home to the Regional Poison Center for Massachusetts and Rhode Island. So we're beginning that project to be able to look at that kind of data and, again, see what's happening there. And there's also some interesting work coming out of Colorado where they're starting to, do more to ask parents what their practices are, their safe storage practices. There's been a history of, when we think about other legal intoxicants like alcohol, trying to keep alcohol away from kids and different strategies, locking up the liquor cabinet and trying to help parents know that, depending on the age range that your children might fall into, you might want to take some different strategies to be tuned into having products in your home.
What did you hear from people who work in poison control? They must have been expecting, a little bit of a spike, with the changes in law.
Yeah, so I think that the Poison Center is definitely, in our paper documented this for the medical marijuana policy change, and also we now know this is true for implementing the adult marijuana use policy changes. So the proportion of calls that come into the Poison Center that were due to cannabis has increased, and so they are, ensuring that they want people to know that they're a resource that can be called if someone is concerned about a cannabis exposure, what might be happening.